What's up, guys? Welcome back. And I do not know what's going on with this 86, but I'm gonna try a few things and I'm thinking it's feel now. I don't think it's timing because I've done it a few times and I think it's correct. I drove it and it came back and it's fine. I checked the spark plugs because I felt maybe they weren't gapped correctly because I didn't gap them before. I just put them in because NGK says not to gap them. And when I checked the gapping, everything was fine. So it's within spec, so it should be good. So I got a new fuel filter and got this one right here. So I'm thinking that it might be a clogged fuel filter. Hopefully this fixes the issue. I also figured this out right here. Let me see. This wiring right here is ripped, so this might be the issue. I didn't realize that was ripped like this just until earlier. I tried to jump the fuel pump, but I couldn't find a plug. There is this plug here, which is like a fuel regulator, which we don't have it hooked up anymore, and I don't think this is what you use to jump it, but it does look like this. It's supposed to be yellow on this side over here, but I just don't see it. So what I did was I got the jump pack here, just hooked up positive, negative, and then I jumped it from the fuel pump in the back and it was turning on. So I think that the fuel pump is still okay. So it might just be a clogged fuel filter that's not getting fuel to the car, because when I sprayed carb cleaner, it was turning on. So let's go ahead and change all this and then hopefully it fixes the issue. All right, guys, so after a few days, I was reading online and then I think I figured out why the car wasn't starting again. And if you remember before, I had the air intake on, but I had to put the stock one back on. And then when I tried to start it, a guy mentioned that it could be the AFM, and then the reason why it's running too lean, so you have to kind of adjust it, and when you open up this flap, it'll run richer, or it'll read it to run richer, and then the car will start. So I had to actually put something in and it opened up the flap, and then the car started right away. So kind of adjusted the airflow on here, and it kind of helped out. So we'll see if it starts again. I'm gonna try to start it and see if it starts, because it did start earlier, but I don't know if it's gonna start again right now. So there you go. I think it's okay. Hopefully it's good now. If not, I'll use this one. This one's already been opened. As you can see, this one is still sealed from factory. And these go out pretty often. AFM is not really a great system and it goes bad pretty frequently. So this one's been open. I kind of adjusted it. I know you're not supposed to, but you could adjust it if you have an AFR gauge or a wideband, because you can actually read your air fuel ratio and see if you're running too lean or too rich. If not, you'll have a code. But at least it's all on now. Everything is good. Gonna have to drive it around. I got some day passes from the DMV, and then I'm gonna be able to just drive the car around, get it ready to go get smogged, and hopefully it passes so we can start driving this car around. And then what I want to do is take out all of this junk in the trunk, because it is whack and it's dirty and it makes it look stupid. So you can see whoever did this previously, they didn't do a great job. I don't think they prepped it right, and it's like really cheap stuff. So you can see it's been like peeling and everything, and we've just kind of slowly taken it off because it's falling off on its own and it doesn't even stick that well, but it leaves that nasty residue. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it all out of the trunk, clean it all up as much as I can, and then we might paint the trunk here, kind of just rhino line it maybe, unless whatever Jeff wants to do, just so that it's cleaner, because it looks pretty ugly here. And then I want to just touch up on a lot of stuff. I might try to paint these spots here because it looks pretty dumb. It's all silver under here. It kind of sucks, but that's not too big of a deal. But the main thing is this, so I'm going to touch this up underneath here. You can still see a lot of the gray that we accidentally taped off and didn't paint. But really happy about that. I'm gonna have to do my Corolla now. So now that I made all the mistakes with this car and figured out everything, all the issues, I should be able to get my Corolla going too. And it's just little things. I'm glad that it wasn't something major. I thought it was the fuel pump, but I tested the fuel pump and it worked. I just jumped it and it was still turning on. I thought it was a bad fuel filter, so I replaced that. It didn't help, and it was just the AFM all along. So I'm glad it wasn't my timing as well, because I did timing like 4 times. But yeah, really glad it's starting now, and it has a new fuel filter, new O2 sensor and everything, so hopefully we pass smog. But yeah, so what we're doing right now is just working on Jeffrey's STI, or my sister-in-law's STI. Actually, it's actually her car, and we're just replacing the front brakes as well as the rear brakes. And man, it's been a mission to try to get these STI brake pads, because all these auto parts stores just don't have it. And so we were able to find the fronts, we got these returned, but the back we're gonna have to use the old brake pads, and thankfully they're not too bad yet. So we're just gonna slap it on for now, just so Jeffrey could drive it, and then he's gonna order brand new brake pads for the rear. But yeah, everything is pretty good. It's pretty straightforward, but these calipers kind of suck. They're so dirty all the time. The paint is chippy, but it's a cool car, and we're just doing that for now. All right guys, it's actually been a while, but let's go ahead and continue where we left off. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the cap order back to the new one, and then go ahead and clean out this MAF, because it's still kind of having a hard time to start up. So I'm gonna clean the MAF up, and then maybe fix the bracket here so that we could get the grill fully mounted, and everything should be good. All right guys, things always take a little longer than expected, but I finished swapping up the brand new cap again to the cap and rotor, the distributor, and then I made these. So I made brackets here. So originally people drilled these holes because they mounted to the cookie headlights that has the fog light brackets, so they'll just drill a hole here and it works like that. And since these tabs are broken, I figured I would just make a bracket that would just work the same kind of style, and it's on really good. I just zip tied it here though, so I'm gonna need to make a bracket that goes from here to a bolt here, if you can see that. So I'm gonna do that another day, just because I'm out of daylight, but it looks really good, super solid. I'm pulling it pretty hard right now, and it is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the hood and then see how it looks like with the grill fully mounted. So here it is, and it's pretty hard to see because it's kind of dark in here, but let me turn on the light. And that's the grill right there. It looks so good. We just need to get the bumper lights now, and it should be complete. But what I want to do is take out these headlights and redo the gap again so it's clean like my 11. And what I want to do is use my OEM fenders to do that again, because I think that's the best way to mount your headlights correctly, is to use some proper fenders that are gonna fit really good. And I need to fix all this too. So once we do all that, it should be good. But man, the car is looking really good now. I love it. I love it fully complete like this. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace.